What's up guys, Daniel de Groot here with a new video about training Jiu-Jitsu in Brazil. In the last videos we talked about living the Jiu-Jitsu lifestyle in Rio, in Santos, and in today's video we'll talk about living the Jiu-Jitsu lifestyle in Sao Paulo, Brazil's biggest city. I already wrote an ebook about this subject on where to go in Brazil, so make sure to download it. The link is in the description below if you haven't already. And today we'll go over Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo, we're going to discuss, just like all the other videos, we're going to first talk about the best gyms they have, then we're going into the climate, safety, tourist hotspots, and finally we'll compare all the plus and minus points of the city to reach a conclusion, and so you can decide for yourself which of the cities I discussed here is the best one for you. And if you didn't find any city that you liked, you can still find a lot of different cities in the ebook, so make sure you get it if you haven't already. So for the best gyms, first of all there's Cicero Costa. It's one of the biggest ones. They have a lot of big names coming out of it. Leon Zorlo came from there, the Miao brothers, now the new generation with Pato, Jonas Andrade, Thaleson Soares. They all came from Cicero Costa. It's a really good gym, tough training, basic accommodations, and they split the groups per belt level. So every session is like divided by belts, and usually do different weights trained together. So you won't see a lot of light people running with heavy guys. It's more heavy trains with heavy, light trains with light guys. If you want to be a little bit more fancy, you can go to the Alliance headquarters. It's a really expensive gym. You have to buy the gi of the Alliance gym gi. You have to wear the rash guard. So you're going to spend quite a bit of money, but the training is really high level. Michael Lengi is there, Fabio Gurgel is there. Now you got the Dream Art boys training there as well. One of the best guys there is Fabricio Andre. You got the Muniz brothers. So lots of tough training as well. Then there's NS Brotherhood. Leandro Lowe's team. He trains there with Augusto Ferrari. There's Pedro Elias. So there's a lot of good guys there as well. BJJ Lab is another good option. They have different coaches from different teams, but they have a really nice modern gym. It's not too big, but it has a really cool vibe and a lot of good coaches there as well. BJJ Lab is also a good one. Finally, there's of course a lot more gyms, but one of the big gyms there is Damian Maia's gym. He has a huge MMA academy right in the northwest of the city. So I think my camera mirrors it, but northwest of the city, and he has a lot of good students as well. Michele Nicolini trains there. There's a lot of other good girls, so if you're a girl you want to go to Brazil, that's a really great option. Alex Atala trains there from what I've known, a famous chef, so there's a lot of good training there as well. Okay, for the climate, if great weather is your thing, Sao Paulo isn't. Sao Paulo is located on a plateau about 800 meters above sea level. And that means it's pretty cold and pretty rainy. It's one of the few places in Brazil that I really felt cold. So make sure you wear, you bring a good jacket with you when you go to Sao Paulo. And if you really want to go to the beach, they don't have it. So if you're going for the beach and more like the tourist experience, laying on the beach, sipping coconut water, Sao Paulo isn't for you. For safety, Sao Paulo is a pretty good option. We were talking in Rio that the favelas are always around the corner, so like just a few wrong turns can land you in a bad spot. In Sao Paulo, the bad areas are usually a little bit more separated from the good areas. So if you stay in the good areas, you should be relatively safe. Sao Paulo doesn't have a beach, but it does have some really cool touristic hotspots. It's a very metropolitan city, and like for everybody, there's something you can enjoy. If you like art, you can go to the MASP museum. It's a really cool museum. They have art from all over the world, even some Dutch masters. They have a really cool way of showing the art. So it's not like a classic museum where you walk and the paintings are on the walls. They have like a really big open area where all the art is stationed on different stands. It's really cool. You should check it out if you go there. If you're more into food, you should go to the Mercado Municipal. It's a really big food market. And they have food from all over the world, like Amazonian fruits, sauces, cheese, whatever you can think of. One of the most famous things there is the mortadella sandwich. They have about 300 grams of meat on there. So if you're in a weight cut, that's not the place to go. If you're more into really fancy food, you can go to Dom's. It's a famous restaurant by Alex Atala, one of the best restaurants in the world. If you have the spare cash and you really like fancy foods, that's the place to go. There's also the Avenida Paulista. That's basically the place where everybody gets together. So for demonstrations, for parties, carnival, all that kind of stuff, everybody gets together on the Avenida Paulista. Big street, lots of stores around there as well. So whenever there's a big event, it's probably on that street. The positive part about Sao Paulo is, first of all, the Jiu-Jitsu is really high level. All the big competitions are there, Brazilian championships, South American championships, and all the good, the greatest teams are there as well. Alliance, Cicero Costa, all the top athletes are in or around Sao Paulo these days. There's also a lot of other things to do if you don't like training jiu-jitsu. So art, food, there's food from all over the world, not just Brazilian food, and you won't get bored at all. It's a very metropolitan, open city. Okay, now for the negative part. The climate is not as good as the other cities that I discussed. So Santos, Rio, and other cities I discussed in the ebook are usually cities with better climate. And the other negative point is that there's no beaches. So if you want to go to the beach, you'll have to drive about 2 hours down and 2 hours back up to get some beach time. And usually when you go to the beach, more people are going to the beach, so you'll be in a lot of traffic as well. So if you're a real beach lover, Sao Paulo isn't for you. If you want to learn more about the best places you can visit in Brazil, again, check out my ebook if you haven't already. Link is in the description. It's all free. You learn about all the cool cities in Brazil, where to go, where to train, where to eat, what to do when you're not training, and it's all free. So make sure to check it out in the description. In the next video, we'll talk about a very interesting topic. I hear a lot of questions about, and that's safety. A lot of people are concerned with safety in Brazil, so I'll tell you guys exactly how you can stay safe and like how it really is over there when you get there. If you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.